you are not living up to your potential. I think we've all heard that, and we can probably remember hearing it when we were quite young, either from our parents or at school or something like that. And then we keep wondering, well, what is that? What is my potential? What can I achieve? And why am I not living up to it? Well, I happen to know what that is because I haven't been living up to my potential either. And that potential is who you were meant to be in this world, who you were born to become. And at 74 now, I think I should live up to my potential. We had a channeling session yesterday. It was a full moon, and so I typically will do a channeling session. That's become the new me. And it was called The Blueprint Was Always Within You, meaning that we all have something within us that we're meant to bring to the world, that we're meant to do or fulfill as we live our lives. And when we're not doing that, then we're not living up to our potential. And we suffer because of it in our lives and also in the world. And when we were done with the channeling session yesterday, there were 93 people that registered for this session yesterday. There was a lot of energy going on. I had done a presentation, part of a presentation earlier, a broadcast, just a very short period where I was talking about the work that I was doing. And that was a little confronting because I'm not telling that many people what I've been doing all of these years. Because part of me, I kept hidden. I kept silent. And so we were done with the channeling session, and then my associate, Peyton, sends me a text message afterward. It goes, incredible. I said, oh, that's interesting. I don't know what he's talking about. Because I had to wait for a couple of hours to see it. Because I never remember what I do. I don't remember what's coming through because I'm accessing a different layer of consciousness. And so I don't remember it. And because of that, it's been causing me to screw up my life a whole bunch because people didn't understand what I was doing or who I was. And I'm saying this because I also, during that period when I was waiting for the recording to come back to be processed, I had a meeting with people in my group, and we're talking, and I happened to show them a part of the Gaia that I did. I went to Gaia last October in Colorado, and I went there to participate in the channeling conference. I don't think they understood me or Wilhelm because Wilhelm is different than most other channels. And that's been challenging for a lot of people to understand, especially me. Because as said in that session yesterday, that I tapped into the energies of the universe in a way that I hadn't seen, and I haven't seen anyone else do that. So it was really difficult for me, and then for others. And I kept screwing up things too. I remember, and it's usually been around money. That's where I've really screwed it up. And that's what happens when you can't own yourself. Your money usually is the first thing that kind of messes up. And I remember when I when I was going to talk about all of this, and I went to Next Level Soul, and I did Alex Ferrari's show, and he's saying, you answer really quickly. I didn't know what he was talking about. He kept saying that. And then I ended up screwing up money there because I couldn't bring in charge enough for what I was doing because I said, I know this work can change anyone's life, but I'm not owning it. And I'm not living up to my potential. And that was so apparent after I listened to the session yesterday. And then my AI said, oh, you're supposed to change. The title of this is going to be You Can Change Your Lives. We can change our lives and the world. And we can if we start to understand who we are and live up to our potential. I was just happened to be given the way for us to do that. But owning that and saying it and bringing it to the world was the most challenging thing ever. Years ago, I called myself the reluctant mystic because I did know, but I was too afraid. My introverted self didn't want to talk about it. But I can no longer do that. Because then, as I was done with that session, they were saying, well, you're going to see things in your world in the next several days. I go, I don't know what they're talking about. Then I turned on the news and I saw it. And I live in California, so I really saw it. And what this work that Wilhelm gave us was to guide any person to becoming their authentic self and living a great life and becoming abundant, happy, and prosperous and contributing to the world in an entirely new way because we're building a new one. But not enough of us have done that because we haven't lived up to our potential. But I'm sending this to everyone actually because I'm sending it to the people who registered as we promised. But I'm actually going to publish it as well because I want everyone to have it. I want everyone to hear the session because we have so much more that we could do, and we don't have to settle for any condition that exists in our lives or in our world. We all exist in consciousness. We have consciousness and our bodies and spirit and all of that and science. And what Wilhelm was giving me was an understanding of the science that's controlling and moving our universe and our planets, and that's what affects us all. And when we understand that, we can live much better lives. And then for me to begin to understand it and then not give it to others, that was really why I wasn't living up to my potential. But now I will. And so you'll see the session, and I hope you enjoy it because you'll get a lot out of it and you'll understand it. And then there are also things that they mentioned. There are two sessions, strings of messages that they mentioned on June 18th. That was another thing that came through. I happened to have two clients yesterday, and that's what their birthdays. And I've been given information that aligns with someone's birthday because we each have an energetic blueprint that we come into the world, and that's what I tapped into. And I know that's challenging for a lot of people to accept. It was so difficult for me to accept, except it became accurate. And that was the other thing when I went to Gaia last year. I was doing the birthday things, and people were like, that's really strange. And I've done it with so many other places, to so many other people, and it's been accurate because Wilhelm says, we want everyone to know that they have a valuable place in this world. And they weren't born accidentally, and they have something within them. And when they start to understand that and live it, then they'll be living up to their potential. Well, I guess I have to do that first. Enjoy the video and look at the program. I've opened up 10 slots at the current rate. Years ago, people told me I should be charging $5,000, but I couldn't quite get there yet. But now there's an opportunity for those who are ready to live their best life for them to do that. I'll see you real soon.